Hi there. Today lights are bothering me a little bit. Not sure why. So we're gonna do this without the light. I know lightning is important, but for meditation, lightning is not. So whatever comes out meditation. Today I've been contemplating are unaware of how simple it is to stop caring about opinions. It is as simple as understanding that you're probably in a place where what's important for you is appearances. And that is kind of something that we need to internalize in order to heal. Because if you leave expecting that the world sees you as a role model or something like that, and we know we're not perfect, then what you're getting with that? You can speak about how many knowledge and how much wisdom, but if you're living a life that it's totally stating that you're still stuck in the matrix, people are not blind. When I started the journey, I said it, I'm going to go as I do the motions and the commotion of the emotions, but I knew that this moment was going to arrive. And I do see the world with a different perception and different eyes because that's what Abba had in place. And that's what he wanted us to learn. One of the most beautiful things in life when you see the world through this eyes is knowing that you can still love them because you know where they are. You can still forgive them because even though they did it with ill intentions, that only speaks about how sad they are with their own lives. And when I look back into what happened, I'm like, wow, how did I allow myself to get into that space? That's not me. That's not who I am. Why did I get into that space? Simple. You are the people that you surround yourself with. And I allowed these people to come into my life with low vibrations, and it impregnated on me. I am not justifying my actions. I have free will. I could have stopped, but I didn't know I had PTSD. And when I discovered that I had PTSD, all I can do was thank them. Because if I would have known that I had PTSD, I wouldn't come back to myself. If I would have known that what I was doing was based on that specific condition, then I would have felt bad of being that person. Regardless of anything, I don't justify myself. I did good things and I did bad things. I hurt people, they hurt me, or vice versa. A lot of people from my past are resurfacing, and I see them with different eyes now. I even see myself with different eyes. And this kind of love that Abba is teaching us is a kind of love that not everybody will be able to experience if they continue to live attached to a matrix full of lies, full of stigmas, full of pain. I didn't know how the environment that I was affecting, hurt myself being the complainer. I'm like, I'm not this person. What's going on? It was the people around me. I cannot blame them. And that's why I had to learn what being sovereign was. Because anyone that speaks to me opens up their hearts and tell me their story. And even before they tell me their story, I feel that they need to heal something. So I approach them and I tell them the reasons why they're blocking themselves from healing. And in that environment where everything was a complaint, where everything was criticism, there was a point where I said, what happened to humanity? And that's the moment that I turned the mirror back to myself and said, you're doing the same thing. You are doing the same thing. You're reacting instead of ignoring. You know the wisdom and you still ignore it. So what is wrong? I don't hide myself behind a mask. I am raw. I am legit in the sense that I tell on myself. I don't have to be pretending that I'm the best person in the world or the worst person in the world. But before I had this need of explaining myself to people. And now I have epiphanies that allow me to understand how to see the world with different eyes. I'm not sure why this meditation is coming up to my mind, but it's a meditation based on openness. That kind of openness that cannot happen when you allow the noise to fill your heart. It doesn't matter what happened in your life. It doesn't matter if your experience was traumatic or not. What matters is that you learn to disassociate from it. Not because it didn't happen, because you don't want to keep yourself stuck in it. Because when you keep yourself stuck in a situation, you're never going to allow yourself to open your heart and love from your heart. This side of me is a side of me that I use on my one-on-ones, on my daily life. The alter side of me probably was a part of my alter ego as I was learning stuff. My passionate side is there and that's not going to go anywhere because that passion is my fire, the one that lights everything that I do and puts the heart into it. I started doing pharmacy because it's contagious. It's contagious to see how the life of women have changed because they found their own confidence, getting themselves out there and being raw, legitly themselves. I've always been myself. I've always been raw. The videos that I did before, it was my full personality. When I was like stressed out and I will say it. And when I was in an altered state, I will say it. I don't have nothing to hide. People can try to dig dirt on me. I will tell on myself. I will tell on myself because I know I'm not perfect. I will tell on myself because this is a healing channel. And if I don't tell on myself on the things that I did wrong, then people are not going to feel encouraged to change and be where I am right now. For anyone that's listening that has a closed heart, that stopped believing in true love, That true love comes from understanding that you are sovereign. That true love comes from understanding that appearances are not going to get you anywhere. That true love comes from understanding that you are enough, just like you are. Yet, when you try to attach yourself to a false reality that was created by fear of whatever anyone else thinks or says about you, then ask yourself, am I living a true life or am I living a life for others? There's no other way to be true to yourself than to ask the worst questions, the ones that don't point the finger out and point it inwards. I don't regret anything in my life. And the reason why I don't regret it is because ignorance is bliss. And I know my heart. And the only way that people could see that waking up from that dream of illusion that we live in literally lights up your heart, your soul. It's something that I'm going to continue to speak about. Not because of what happened to me, but because I'm becoming true to the love that I was born with, true to the essence that runs in my veins, true to the unconditional love that Jesus came to teach, and it has been so disgraced. It has been manipulated. So when you find God in everyone and everything, when you can stop seeing people as the culprits, when you can stop getting yourself out of that victim standpoint, like I was once, that peace, I won't change it for anything in this world. That for me is abundance. Not money, not cars, not houses. It's an abundance of being capable of living a life of authenticity with no regrets. Not because I don't like that word that much, but unapologetically myself. Because people has used it to mask the ill things that they do behind closed doors. And anybody can probably think that I'm not true to myself. We all live in a matrix where there's points in life where we live an illusion. But as soon as that illusion is gone, whenever you speak about the real raw truth, that love that exists, people are going to think that you're delusional or that you're a dreamer. I just know. I just know some things that other people cannot see because they're still blind. Blinded by their own habits, blinded by their own ego, blinded by status. And the reason why I told my story that I came from a very good family, a family that was very wealthy. And I was the rebel of the family because I never condoned people that looked down on others. And when I saw myself becoming that, regardless if it was for my PTSD or whatever it was, I took accountability to change that back to be myself. Because I knew that energy wasn't mine. So when you're sovereign, you learn to discern the energies so you can actually not open the doors for things like that to happen. And I hope that in an essence or in a way, I can transmit that to people because it's needed in this world that has no compassion. Regardless, I want you guys to meditate on what is that difficult question that you haven't asked yourself. What is that thing in you that doesn't make you fit in? What is that little thing in you that people are criticizing because sometimes it's your charisma, it's your light, and they're just envious of it because they have not felt it or they don't have it. So be careful with who you open your ears to and how you let those words affect you. To wind down tonight, I want to invite you to accept that you are, to accept that there are indoctrinations in life that make you fall far away from love. To accept that only you can find that love within yourself. I want to invite you to accept that you are perfectly imperfect, that you can change for your own good, that if you have a condition like mine, PTSD, you are in charge, not the condition. Don't let the condition take the pencil and write your story. It took me a while to be back. I remember that I freaked out because I didn't know what was happening to me until they discovered the condition. And I'm like, okay, traumatic events, check. Unresolved issues from childhood traumatic events, check. We neglect our own well-being because we're afraid of what people is going to say about us. Isn't that kind of ignorant for us to do? Who cares what anybody thinks? Give yourself the chance to love honestly, truly. Love with an open heart. Don't do what I did. I closed my heart so hardly that this side of mine, no one could see it. The truth of my soul being a compassionate soul, nobody could see it because the world taught me that I was not okay. The world taught me that I was a liar. The world taught me that being like that was taking advantage of. But I saw the other side. Being like this is something that they will never be unless they want to see themselves in the mirror. So I did the switch. I did the transformation by stopping seeing what was happening around me. There's a passage in the Bible that states that when Jesus was kind of being or gonna be claimed a king, he retired into solitude. And the important part to understand here is in solitude is when you find yourself, because that's where you have to confront the elephant in the room. The noise is every distraction that is out there telling you who you are not. Until you step down from the drama, the party, and all that, not for you to be celibate or whatever. Like, everybody has their own thing, but for you to have that space and silence where you can communicate with your higher self, with the Holy Spirit, with God, however you want to call it, and see what in you needs to transform. Nobody can do that job for you. So I invite you to love you so much that you stop thinking that appearances, justifications, and excuses are going to get you anywhere. I was there. I'm not there anymore. I learned how to be sovereign, and I learned how to stop allowing the matrix to make me live in a world of illusion. And now I'm following my dreams, and I'm here sharing my story. And I hope that one day the story, not me, because I don't care about that, but the story can touch the life of others. Good night.